Hi everybody, it's Marcy, and I'm here doing some more layered tags. Actually, I'm doing the tags that were pre-layered by Tracy Fox of Love Junk Journals. But first, let me show you the tags that I started in yesterday's video. I sewed around here, sewed a little fabric topper onto the top, and this is just a little bit of this one is a little bit of feed sack fabric, and I just used my distress ink to still have a little bit of fabric on it to grunge it up a little bit, since it's supposed to be field records and stuff. So there's that one. This one I also sewed around the butterflies, and we'd put the eyelet in it, and I just used a little bit of fabric there. Same thing. And then this one I did not sew around, just attached a little bit of fabric. But the longer I looked at them, the more I really kind of like the way they look. So those will be ready to go into my ephemera stash to be used. I mean, they could be used in any, we've got red, we've got blue, we've got yellow and sort of a bluish purple or violet color. So, they could go in anywhere. So, okay, so let's finish these three up real quick, or as finished as we can. And for this one, oh, there was one other thing. On this one, I don't know if you noticed, but my butterflies don't have their antennae. I stink at fussy cutting around antennae, so what I do is I went back in with my Prismacolor dark umber and drew the antenna in. Just to be completely transparent. That's probably a bad thing to do, but it works for me, because cutting around those and then trying to ink around them so that you don't have a bunch of white space does not work well for me. Plus, it's so easy to bend the paper when you're trying to fussy cut around the antennae. So, and sometimes it's okay for me to leave my butterfly without any antenna, but other times it's like, no, that just looks odd, and that was one of those times. Okay, so on this one, I'm just going to glue down a few layers. This is the cover of a flower book. So basically, I'm just going to build on top of this smaller tag. And we've got a flower specimen here. Actually, I want that up a little bit. Oh, art glitter glue. I love art glitter glue, but I should have been paying more attention. And then just a little label that says Field Diary. It does say Arizona at the bottom, and I don't know that that would be an Arizona flower, but it doesn't really matter. The important thing is it says Field Diary. So we're just going to kind of put that on there. Like that. So everything's just kind of loppy-jawed on there, but that builds up little layers on there. And I haven't decided yet whether I want to sew around that or not. The topper I will take care of later. Okay, for this one, I want to use this little thing that I was looking at in my last video, but I actually want it to be on top, so I want the underneath to have its own specimen on it. So I started pre-peeling this sticker so that it would go a little quicker. Now for you all, it's the day after I started these videos. For me, it's just a few minutes, excuse me, few minutes later. Just longer enough for me to have gotten those sewed around and okay. Now this sticker is clear, so I still got a little bit over that thread, but that's all right. I just really want it to just kind of peek out from behind this specimen. Is all I want for it. So today's video is going to be pretty quick. I did learn and forgot to mention in the last video that my daughter, who is a nurse in a hospital, got word today that she will be receiving the COVID vaccine. So I'm happy for her. I know she's been from what she's told me, she's been exposed a number of times. She's been very fortunate in that she's not gotten it. Of course, she's been protected each and every time, but you never, I mean, you never know for sure. And she's young enough and healthy enough that I would hope that she would be okay, but still, as her mom, I don't ever want her to be sick. Okay, now how do I want that? I guess right there. Okay, I like that this one has more plants sticking out from behind it. I'm good with that. But because this one has the photo corners on it, it doesn't seem like I should sew around it, and yet I want to sew around it. Because I think the sewing around it did add a little something. I don't really think that needed it. I think that one's fine. But then this one doesn't have any square edges on it either, so don't know. I'll have to give that some thought. Okay, and then lastly, now this one has that really tall, skinny little tag. So I had to kind of pick stuff that would fit within the parameters of that. So put that down. I'll have to remember to give this butterfly his antennae. We'll put him right there. And see, if I sew around this one, I'm afraid I'm going to run into the other threads. We'll see. And then I thought just... It's awfully small, though. Let's see if we've got something a little bigger. But not too big. That's too big. That's too big. Let's see what else I've got. Too big. That's going to be too big. Too big, so that may be as good as it gets. Okay. Offset that a little bit. I'm going to put this field record down there. But really, these stack up. Of course, I'm not having to, because this was a kit and I'm using what came in the kit, I'm not having to say, well, gee, where do I have, I'm just using stuff from the kit. Just because that's the best way for me to, like I was talking about in yesterday's video, that's the best way for me to give my brain a little bit of rest and still craft a little bit. So on this one, what I may do is come around here and not stitch over the butterfly, I don't think, but stitch there, there, there. I don't mind stitching across the label a little bit, maybe, or I may skip it. And just stitch around parts of it. We'll see. Okay. So, this one, I don't think I'm going to put a topper on this one. Do I want to put a topper on it? For now, I think I'm going to leave that one as is. for these two, I can use the same kind of topper. I'm not sure where my feed sack went, but I've got a little bit of muslin here. So grab my vintage photo and just grunge it up a bit, because it has, after all, been out in the field, of course. And it's old, and, you know, all the other imaginary things in my head. Nope, not that one. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't want it there. I heard you. Okay, so I can just sew that like that. And shorten this one up a bit. And that like that. Okay, so not as happy with this one. I like this one. I'm okay with this one. That'd be my favorite, second and third. Again, once I've sewn around or not sewn around, I'll show you in the next video. Until tomorrow, everyone, please be safe, stay healthy, happy crafting. And if you're not going to be, since tomorrow is Christmas Eve, if you're not going to be watching videos on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, please have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.